Hello everyone, welcome to today's presentation. In this video, we are going to have a look at how the toenail from a human remain or skeletal remain was used to identify a missing person or an unknown human remain. So this is the title of our presentation, Knowing the Unknown. That's trying to identify or know an unknown body, a magical toenail. So this is going to be our presentation outline. You have a look at the overview of missing person identification. And since this is a true life story, you have a look at the brief facts of the case. You look at the samples used for analysis. You also look at the various analyses performed. You have a look at the scientific process involved in the analysis. You see the results and then we conclude. But before we go on, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel, share this video, like this video, and leave all your comments or questions in the comment section, and I'll try to attend to it. Thank you. So overview, missing person identification. The Association of Chief Police Officers defines a missing person as anyone whose whereabouts cannot be established and where the circumstances are out of character or the context suggests the person may be a subject of crime or at risk of harm to themselves or another. This captures a range of vulnerable individuals who go missing in diverse circumstances, from the abducted child or teenage runaway to the depressed adult or confused and lost elderly person. The National Policing Improvement Agency in 2012 estimated that police forces in Britain recorded approximately 327,000 missing person reports in 2010-2011. Individuals go missing for a variety of reasons. Some choose to leave and do not wish to be found. Others unconsciously go missing. Example, they are unaware that people are even looking for them. Some are missing due to the actions of others. Example, abduction or homicide. Or by virtue of circumstance. Example, they have drowned and their body has not been found. A wide variety of reasons and explanations for going missing include financial problems, abuse and violence within relationships, abduction, forced marriage, human trafficking, murder, suicide, accidents, lost contact, as well as mental health issues. The majority of missing people are found safe and well. Some, however, may have been harmed when missing, and an even smaller proportion will have died. NPIA in 2012 estimated that around 800 people reported as missing may be found dead in the United Kingdom each year. So an investigation begins when the police are first notified that a person is missing. The first report should contain as much information as possible in order to inform a risk assessment and allocate resources accordingly. An initial investigation may include searching the place from which the person went missing and collecting physical evidence such as photographs and objects from which fingerprints and DNA samples can be captured. Whilst dealing with the disease is a relatively common occurrence for police, in a small proportion of cases, the identity of an individual may initially be unknown. These unidentified cases may involve people who have died naturally, accidentally, purposefully, or due to the actions of a third party. The remains may be found immediately, such as at the site of an accident, or many years later, due to the remoteness of the location or attempts to conceal the death. The extent of the remains found varies considerably from only a few fragmented bones to entire bodies. When an unidentified person or remains are found, the police are usually the first point of contact. The police have a duty to treat unidentified disease cases as suspicious until it can be proven otherwise. The police will contact the local coroner to inform them that a body has been found. However, it remains the primary responsibility of the police to investigate the death to conclude whether it is suspicious or not. Where murder is deemed likely, experts from relevant forensic fields may attend the scene and provide advice prior to recovery. A post-mortem DNA sample should be taken from all unidentified bodies or remains for profiling by an accredited forensic service provider in order for it to be compared against profiles on the National DNA Database. Where there is no database, DNA samples from relatives of missing individuals can be taken and compared with the post-mortem DNA sample. So let's come to the brief facts of the case. What actually happened per police investigation. So on 4th December 2020 at about 1300 hours, that's 1 p.m. in the afternoon, a 45-year-old man reported to the police that he went to farm with his 10-year-old nephew. He said he left the boy and proceeded to a different location to harvest cassava. He said that when he returned, his nephew was nowhere to be found. Police proceeded to the farm and searched for the boy but could not find him. On 2nd February 2021, police had information that a decomposed body has been found in a bush. So police proceeded to the location and found human remains decomposed beyond recognition. The human remain was conveyed to the mortuary for pathological analysis. And during pathological analysis, toenail from the human remain was submitted to the forensic unit for analysis. Sample from father of the missing child was also submitted for the purpose of comparison. So samples that were submitted to the forensic laboratory for analysis. The first sample is a toenail from the human remain. So they took toenail during autopsy or pathological analysis. The police also took buccal swab sample from the alleged father of the missing child. So these two samples were submitted for analysis. So analysis performed. What analysis were performed at the forensics laboratory? 1. Analysis were performed to determine whether the alleged father is the biological father of the source of the toenail. So a human remain was found. A toenail was picked. We don't know whose remain the body was. So the police wanted to know whether the man that they took the buccal swab sample from is the biological father of the source of the toenail that they took. This is a way of trying to link the missing child to the man in question. So they were trying to see whether the missing child can be the one that they found. That's the human remain. That's what the police was trying to do. So after submitting the toenail and the buccal swab from the alleged father of the missing child, the samples went through the scientific process. So the toenail was prepared, and after preparation, it was subjected to DNA extraction, where the DNA was extracted or isolated from the toenail. They also subjected to the buccal swab to the same DNA extraction process. After extraction, the extracted DNA was subjected to DNA quantification. That's to know the amount of DNA extracted. After knowing the amount of DNA extracted, the DNA was once again subjected to DNA amplification. That is to amplify or PCR the target sequences on the DNA. Then, the amplified fragments were detected using capillary electrophoresis, and the profiles were viewed with GeneMapper IDX software. So results. What results were obtained after going through these various scientific processes? The toenail gave a full male DNA profile, meaning the human remain was from a male source. So the toenail gave a full male DNA profile. Buccal swab from the alleged father of the missing child also gave a full male DNA profile. So this is the table of results. These are the various STR markers or loci that were typed. Then this is the profile coming from the toenail or generated from the toenail. These are the various alleles and the various markers. This is the profile generated from the alleged father of the missing child. These are the various alleles and the various loci or markers. So, the principle of paternity test was used in this scenario. And in paternity test, we know that an alleged father and a child should share an allele, or to a layman should share one of these numbers at each marker. So at each marker or loci, an alleged father and a toenail should be sharing. That is if the results will be positive. So let's have a look at the first marker, D3S1358. The toenail had 1516 as the alleles, and the alleged father has 1617. So they shared a common allele, which is the 16, at this particular marker. So common allele is present. Let's look at the second marker, 1518 from the toenail, 1415 from the alleged father. They share the allele 15, so common allele is present. The third marker, D16S539, toenail 913, buccal swab for the alleged father 913. So they share either the 9 or the 13. The mother wasn't tested, so we cannot know which one came from the father. CSF1PO 10, 10, 12, meaning they share the 10. So you can do same for all the other markers, and you'll get to know that the alleged father share common allele with the toenail at all the markers that were tested. So based on this, paternity index was calculated for the various markers or loci, and the combined paternity index CPI was also calculated. So the source of the toenail shares common allele with allele father at all the loci tested. That's what we just look at. And the probability of the stated relationship is given below. So combined paternity index was 25419,607.0213. Once again, that's multiplication of all these paternity indices. And then the scientists had probability of paternity to be 99.9999%. So conclusion. So based on this DNA analysis using the toenail and the buccal swab from the alleged father of the missing child, it was concluded that the alleged father cannot be excluded as the biological father of the source of the toenail. Meaning, through DNA analysis, police was able to establish that the human remain that they found is a child of the suspected father. And since no other child of this man has gone missing, it can then be concluded that the missing child has been found, but then the child, sorry to say, is now deceased. It means the human remains that was found belong to the missing child. Thank you for your audience. And once again, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, leave all your questions or comments in the comment section and I'll attend to it. Thank you very much and have a good day.